Hey guys, welcome back. So Milwaukee was kind enough to lend me the new and improved, fresh off the press M18 tire inflator, which is a step up from the M12 tire inflator, and Milwaukee alleges, as they say, that this can do a 33-inch tire in under 1 minute. Well, I got 35s, and the majority of people who off-road all have 35, so I want to put this compressor to the test, see if the price tag's worth it compared to your regular non-wireless compressor, which is around the same price, which in Canadian was about $230. So the closest thing I could find to that was the largest Smitty built compressor that they have. Okay, so now I'm going to take you through the physical features of the tire inflator. So it's M18, so that being said, it takes your M18 Milwaukee batteries. So this is a 5 amp hour. You can put as low as a 2 amp hour and as high as a 12 amp hour battery into the compressor. What I love about this so far, just as somebody who's new to it, the gap that they give you in the battery bay is big enough to fit a 12 amp hour. So even if you don't have a 12 amp or you have up to a 12 amp, you can still fit it. Now on the back side, what I like is they give you 36 inches of hose for a wireless compressor, which I think is great, because sometimes you get a wireless compressor and they only give you like 8 inches of hose and then it doesn't reach up to the top when your valve stem's on the top of the tire. Another thing it also comes with 4 air chucks. So it comes with your standard automotive air chuck. Then it comes with a air chuck for filling up like inner tubes and stuff when you're at the lake. Another one for your beach balls slash volleyballs. Your other one here, this one is just a quick disconnect that threads onto the end of the chuck that's already on the compressor. The other thing that I do like is it's all digital, so it's completely hands-free in regards to you hitting go. So you have your PSI, you have your target, so if you go up, your number here, which is your target pressure, will start climbing. And if you hold it, it will go up of increments of 5 all the way up to 150. Now, the other thing that this does have are memory settings, which we'll get into in a bit here. If you hold this button, it will give you units. So now we're in kPa. Now we're in bar. And if we hold it one more time, that loops us back to our PSI. Now I'm going to take you guys through how to set it up to your tire and air it up properly. And it's very, very simple. So what you do is you take your standard chuck and your hose, put that down, take this, thread it on as if it was a normal compressor. So then what I like about this is even with the compressor not running, it tells you what the current pressure is. So it already tells me that my tire is at 13 PSI. So in between takes here, I set memory setting 1 to 35 PSI because that's what I normally run on the highway. So what you do now is once everything's hooked up and it's good, tight, you have no leaks, you just hit this button here for go and you just walk away, and when it gets to 35, she'll shut off on her own. So the battery that's in here is a 5 amp hour battery. That is Milwaukee's most average run-of-the-mill battery. It doesn't matter what tool you buy. If it's an M18, 9 times out of 10 it comes with a 5 amp hour. So this one, as you can see, fully charged. We don't run half charge batteries around here. We don't even know how much battery consumption this thing's gonna take, so we did bring spares just in case. But now that we're ready to go, we're gonna get the timer ready, and as soon as I hit go, we're gonna start the timer. So now that the Milwaukee compressor has completed its test, we're going to now run the same test with the Smitty built compressor. Now, I was talking to the cameraman and myself, and we both came to the conclusion that the timer should be started when the hood gets popped, because then you got to hook up your battery, then you got to run your wires, then you got to run your compressor wires, then you got to hit on, which we both determined that that's when we believe you've started airing up. Because as soon as you get out of your truck, you started airing up, which you'd have to get out of your truck to pop your hood anyway. So that's when we're going to start the timer for this test, because you have to do it in order for it to work. Now, what's nice about running the M18 tire inflator is obviously it takes an M18 battery, but that M18 battery can be the same battery that you run on your impact gun that you have in your tool bag in the back of your truck, which I will be making another video on what you should and shouldn't have. But this battery that's on this impact gun is the same battery that fits the tire inflator. It's the same battery that can fit your camp speaker. And if you have the M18 work light, it can also be the same battery to to power your camp's work light. Now, to loop back to the tire inflator, if you have 35s or under, it's great. If you have up to a 37, when I bench tested this with a 37-inch tire, it did 10 PSI to 30 PSI in 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So when you add it all up and then you work around, walking around the truck, it works out to like 15, 20 minutes. You got to sit there and wait for this tire compressor to fill up all 4 of your tires. Then you got to get out and hook it up. But what's nice about this one is you probably noticed in the time lapse, I had to go in and out of the cab of the truck to see what my tire pressures were at, because this truck has tire pressure sensors, but some people don't. If you don't have tire pressure sensors with the Smitty built, I find their gauges are never really accurate. So I'm always in and out of the cab, and there's no auto shut off. So you go, oh, I'm over. Then you got to air out a little bit. It's not that big of a deal, but at the end of the day, it's a lot more convenient where you can just hit go and you can walk away and you don't have to even look at it. You can just go, oh, it's done. Okay, moving on, rather than having to check on it every couple minutes.